Good morning, everyone, or as I've been informed, some people listen to it in the afternoon, some at night. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of the day it might be. We are continuing in the PELE YOETZ and Ava LaHaKadosh Baruch Hu, loving Hashem. And we're speaking about the idea that if a person would recognize all of the brachos that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives them, even I'll call neshima v'neshima, every single breath of life that a person has, how grateful they have to be to Hashem, will fall in deep love with the Ribbono Shel Olam. And he writes today the following idea: Ve'al yozuz mimachshavtoi hanusach shanu oimrim b'shevach nishmas kol chai. Do not leave from your mind and your thoughts the special prayer that we say, Nishmas kol chai. We say it on Shabbos at the end of Psukei Zimra. And what does it say in those words? Ve'ilu finu molei shira kayam. Even if our mouths were filled with song as vast as the oceans, which means we'd be able to fill up our mouth with so much praise of you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We'll never have enough to be able to praise you and thank you. Berav zantanu, from hunger you sustained us. Ubesava kilkaltanu, and you've satisfied us with all of the good things in this world. Mechev yitzaltanu, you saved us from the sword, from death, and so on and so forth. As it says over there, take a look inside of the siddur and see the amazing things that we praise HaKadosh Baruch Hu for. And then he writes, V'yachshay beprate pratos. Think about in detail, Kama v'kama toivos heiti moi. How many good things HaKadosh Baruch Hu does for a person. Miyoim heyois berechem imai. From the day that you were conceived in the rechem, in the womb of one's mother. Umikama ra'is hitzila. And from how many terrible things HaKadosh Baruch Hu averted and He saved you from. From inception already, the miracle of life itself, that the way in which a human being is conceived is miraculous. That itself is already something to thank HaKadosh Baruch Hu for. And that he can grow inside the rechem, inside the womb, and be encased inside the amniotic fluid, and you can be fed through the belly button, and you can be fed through the umbilical cord, and you get all the nutrients and everything you need. You're swimming around in water for 9 months, and then you come into this world, and immediately HaKadosh Baruch Hu makes another nace. Lungs that never breathed one breath of air suddenly open up and start breathing. Immediately that cry that the baby makes when it's born is music to the ears of every mother and father and doctor and nurse that is standing in that room, because it means that you have a new life in this world. And so on and so forth through all of our lives. The 80, 90, 100, 120 years that a person will be able to walk the earth, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is taking care of everything. And He's rescuing us and He's saving us from so many terrible things that could have happened. Hein geluyos, those things which are seen by us, the ones that are revealed when we see that an accident was averted, we see that loss of parnasa was averted, we see that different things, sicknesses were healed and the like. We see that. Hein nistaros mimeno. And what about all the hidden miracles that HaKadosh Baruch Hu does for a person? What about all the salvation that you're not even aware of is going on constantly in one's life, where something really bad could have happened, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu saved you from such a thing? We don't see it, but it's happening. Al derech she'omer, like it says in the Gemara, ein bal hanes makor b'nisai. The person who receives the miracle, he doesn't always recognize the miracle that is happening to him. Like the PELE YOETZ is saying, there are so many miracles that the Ribbono Shel Olam is doing on a constant basis. He's guiding us, and He's protecting us, and He's shielding us, and He's helping us, and He's giving us success in areas where on our own impossible that we would succeed. That's a nace, and therefore you're the Baal HaNace, which means you are the master of that miracle. It's happening to you. You won't even recognize in every step of the way where HaKadosh Baruch Hu is gracing you with His miraculous kindness. Hein shebo alav v'nitzol There are things that have come upon us that are bad, and Hashem has saved us. What about all the things, the future bad tidings that possibly could have happened to the person, and yet HaKadosh Baruch Hu pushed them away. He shielded the person, He protected us, and He saved us. It's happening all of the time, says the PELE YOETZ. And therefore, in every little detail in a person's life, Chayiv Adam Litin Libai. A person is obligated to think to himself and place these ideas in his heart. V'lehoiv esbairai, and love his Creator. Ahava Aza, a very deep and a strong love. I saw a beautiful story of a certain tzaddik who his parnasa was, his livelihood was that he had a wagon and he would go around town selling cheap little wares from his wagon. Sometimes in this town he had to go to travel to another town. This is in the olden days in Europe. And he went once and he had a very unsuccessful sale day. He didn't sell a single thing out of his wagon, and his family depended upon the sales of the day to be able to put bread on their table. So he came home. He didn't know he was going to tell his wife and children that he didn't make a dime. So he comes in the house, he wrapped his arm in a sling, and he's limping into the house, and everybody sees him. Tati, Abba, what's the matter? What's the matter? He says, oi, oi, oi. And they said, what's the matter? What's the matter? He said, oi. And he looks, and his arm is in the sling, and he's limping in, he's schlepping, he's dragging his leg in there. And he's saying, oi, the wagon turned over, I fell, I broke my arm, my leg. Oi, Tati, Abba, everything is okay? And suddenly he looks at his family, and he gets a big smile on his face, and he takes the sling off, and he starts doing a dance in the middle of the room, and they're looking at him in wonderment, and he says, Baruch Hashem, I didn't break my arm. Baruch Hashem, I didn't break my leg. Baruch Hashem, I didn't fall off the wagon. Everything is all good. He says, but you know what? I didn't make a penny today. I didn't make a single dime. So what are we going to eat? I'm not sure yet what we're going to eat today. He says, but the good thing is, he says, is that HaKadosh Baruch Hu He has protected me. He took care of me. Nothing happened bad to me. Nothing wrong went with me. Just didn't make money today. Baruch Hashem, tomorrow, Be'ez Hashem, will make the money. He says we have so much to be happy about. Let's not look at the negative. Let's focus in and look at the positive. So when a person begins looking at all the good that Hashem does for them, what do they find themselves? They find for themselves, I truly love HaKadosh Baruch Hu for all that He does for me. Have a wonderful day.